John Eustace has some major decisions to make as Derby County face some major problems heading into the opening weekend of the 2025-26 season. Now, Derby County do face up against Solihull Moors tomorrow, and they have another couple of friendlies first. But Derby County certainly aren't in the greatest of places, and they do need to get some midfield work done, as well as potentially some other options. Now, a range of different injury concerns are causing Derby County some problems, but there also has been a return for one or two of those injured players. And in this video, we're going to get into all of those problems that Derby County are facing, and we're going to take a look at what John Eustace needs to do in order to make sure that Derby County are competitive from the opening day. Now, obviously, at the moment, we are just going through the motions of pre-season. There's a lot of work still to do, and that is what we're going to have to work through. But obviously, you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments if you have not done so already. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. And now let's get into it. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. Now, obviously, for Derby County, we know that there's a range of different injury concerns. I gave a full rundown on the injury latest just a few days ago, and ultimately, we may have another casualty to that list. With Matt Clark dropping out of the game versus Burton Albion really early doors, it looks as if he could potentially be set for a spell on the sidelines. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, and hopefully he's back in the fold for that first game of the season, but obviously it was not looking great. Now, obviously within that game, we obviously saw Jake Rooney step into a right back role, taking over from Isaac Gordon, who's made the most of that position across the course of pre-season. We also saw Craig Forsyth step into central defence, but there's still a lot of work to do within this squad. Now, obviously, if we look at the team from the weekend, it was obviously Zetterstrom in goal, Rooney at right back, Bath and Clark at centre back, it was Elder at left back, a midfield 3 of Kenzo, Thompson and Adams, and a front 3 of Blackett, Taylor, Abuka and Caden Jackson. Now, obviously, if we've gone across the course of pre-season, I've obviously spoke about the right-back position in relation to Isaac Gordon and Freddie Turley. And obviously, they didn't get on the pitch versus Burton Albion. And it was Jake Rooney, who I think played 90 minutes, if I remember rightly. I'm pretty 100% sure he did. And I think what we're starting to see now is stepping stones of the team that is going to make the starting 11 and the bench for that first game of the season. Now, obviously, Jake Rooney has played first team football before, and in my opinion, always looked very composed, technically was available to do what he needed to do, and he played really well in that right back, right centre back position for Derby County under Paul Warne within that League One season. Ultimately, wasn't given a proper opportunity last year. Wasn't given any opportunity first team wise, and I genuinely do believe that at the moment it probably is a coin flip between Isaac Gordon, Freddie Turley and Jake Rooney on who will get that starting slot on the opening day. Obviously, with the injury to Matt Clark, and it's probably more likely to be Rooney with Forsyth and Bath playing as centre halves, but we're sort of going to have to wait and see on that one because we don't know how bad Clark's injury is. Now, obviously, the midfield has been a key point of contention across the course of realistically the last 12 months. Obviously, last season we had the exact same 4, as well as David Ozo, Tawanda Chiwa, Marcus Harness, and then obviously Harrison Armstrong came in later down the line. Whereas at the moment, I don't think there's a proper balance to Derby County's midfield. I don't think we've solved the problems. I don't actually... we haven't changed anything to what we have in midfield, and to me, that is a little bit of a problem. Now, the number 10 position is the one which is annoying me a little bit, because obviously across the course of pre-season so far, we've seen Ibu Adams playing that 10 role behind Kmar Roof, and then obviously behind Ibuka at the weekend. And I just think, what are we doing? Because you then put two smaller, less defensive-minded central midfielders ahead of the back four, and I just don't think it works. You need to give the back four protection, and ultimately with Kenzo and Thompson, or Kenzo and Osborne playing in that double pivot, I don't necessarily think it gives the opportunity to protect the back four. You then obviously sort of, if you swap it around to have Adams and Kenzo with Thompson further ahead, or Adams and Osborne with Kenzo further ahead, I don't really have a problem with it. I still think we need a bit more in midfield in terms of probably another sitter. Not necessarily the direct comparison to Adams. I want someone with a little bit more technical ability that can have a bit more dictatorship in the middle of the park, because if I'm completely honest with you, that's probably the reason why Adams is playing in that 10 role, because he's not got that technical ability. And obviously you've then got Kenzo and Thompson and Osborne, who in my opinion, three players who are much better on the ball than Adams, who can pick up the ball off the back four and sort of make things happen. And we saw that with Kenzo at the weekend, creating that opportunity where Ibu Adams went in against the goalkeeper and ended up with Corey Blackett-Taylor scoring. We've obviously got the wing positions, which are a huge problem, with only Blackett-Taylor and Caden Jackson as the proper out-and-out wingers that we have in the building at the moment. And that's obviously something which really needs to be dealt with sooner rather than later. And I'm sitting here today and we haven't actually been linked to any out-and-out wingers apart from Tyrese Dolan, which was obviously a very loose link in regards to John Eustace and Blackburn Rovers. But obviously that deal's not going to happen anymore with Dolan going to Espanyol. But we need some moves, and quickly, in those positions. Now, I'm sort of looking at this at the moment and sort of heading into sort of the opening day, and I think we're going to have a very much a young bench in regards. You sort of look, the starting 11 is going to be Zetterstrom, probably Rooney at right back. You probably look at Bath and Forsyth at centre back. You probably got Elder left back. Your midfield three is going to be Adams, Thompson and Kenzo based on pre-season so far. And your front three, as of right now, is going to be Blackett, Taylor, Jackson and Ibuka. Obviously, Morris may get more minutes on Tuesday and then Saturday, which obviously gives him a bigger opportunity to start. But obviously, at the moment, Ibuka's played more minutes than Morris. And in complete honesty, he's played really, really well. And who does that obviously leave? It'll be Vickers as the backup goalkeeper. Obviously, it'll then be Beck on the bench in that midfield area. Don't really know what the position with Osborne is at the moment. I don't believe he's been involved in the last couple, so he won't be involved. You then don't have anyone else involved, so you've got, two, maybe three seniors that are going to be fit enough for the bench. If you add in Colton Morris, who hopefully should be available then, Vyman hopefully should be available then. So you've probably got 4 seniors out of 9 positions, which gives you 5 bench slots available for the youngsters and the talented players to step up. And I don't have a problem with those players stepping up, but obviously I've always said this, that I think that they need an experience base to work on and a confident base to work on, and I don't necessarily think that we're going into the season with that. Now, don't get me wrong, when everyone is back fit and you bring back Morris, Selverson, Agyemang, Brown, you bring back Vyman, Langas, Nelson, Wilson, Ward, Niambi, obviously Osborne, Clark as well, who are players who could potentially be stepping in. Obviously there's a big conversation about Owen Becker at the moment in regards to potentially picking up a knock during the warm-up on Saturday, and you bring all those players back and suddenly we look like we have a competitive squad again. But right now we don't actually have a fit senior right back. We don't actually have a fit senior striker. The midfield is all to cock. We don't have backup wingers. We are genuinely in a really, really poor position, and the season gets underway in 13 days, 14 days, which it's difficult to think about. It really is, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. and there's not really any movement in regards to anything being done. Now, obviously, I've had my say. Make sure you have yours down in the comments if you have not done so already. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. And that is going to be it for today. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.